Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. I know, I know it's been a while. I know, but I'm back and I'm better. So today's reading is titled, What Does the Divine Love About? And you can use divine as an umbrella term for like the spiritual deities or your spirit guides, like whatever you believe in, just put it with divine, okay? And I want to say, I know I haven't been like making lots and lots of readings, but I've been working and been trying to build up stability for myself as an independent woman. Like, I want y'all to know, like, it's not personal when I'm not posting. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm not gonna post because I'm mad at them. Like, I'm not posting because I'm taking care of myself. So please, like, do not take it personal when I'm not posting readings. Like, if you are highly tapped in, you know that it takes a lot. It takes a lot to channel this energy. Like, I have to prepare 2 hours before my readings because it's that intense. So just please be mindful and have more empathy and understanding when I do take my time to do readings. Like it's never like a diss or anything. It's just me needing to take that space for myself because at the end of the day, I'm human, okay? Not a robot. So please respect my absence. Thank you. We're gonna move on to the piles. All right, let me take myself off real quick so you can see. So I have four pals for you today. You are welcome to pick more than one, and I'm loving this Sade theme. Like, I'm just loving it. So you are allowed to pick more than one, and I added four. I usually have three piles for my pick a card readings, but Spirit was like, no, you need to add another pile, honey. So I did. I'm gonna give you all a second to pick, and then we're gonna get started with pile number one. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and get started with pile number one. If you chose pile number one, this is going to be your reading. Let me enlarge my screen. You can see. Okay, so I have on my crystal. I had to change it because the string it started tripping, so I had to cut it. So just want y'all to see my crystal. But anyways, let's get into your reading, pile number one. So what the divine loves about you is just how you spoil yourself, how you're high maintenance. Like you take care of yourself. You're big on self-care. You may be somebody who likes to wear those things under their eyes, or you do face masks, or you like to do the little jade thing, or you may have the rose quartz one where you're like strengthening the muscles in your face so that you're eliminating like unnecessary like wrinkles and just things you don't need in your skin. So spirit sees you as somebody that is taking care of yourself, and the divine loves this. I know I'm saying spirit, but to me the divine is spirit. Okay, so just so y'all know, all right. But yeah, like you invest in self-care as well as taking care of your body. So you're somebody who is very, very choosy about what you put into your body. And I'm getting even with alcohol, like you may be more of a wine person, or if you do drink alcohol, it's like you're not going to be drinking something that's too much. Like you're very like, no, I might have it in moderation. Like you know how to set boundaries with yourself and you're disciplined. And this is what the divine loves about you. You also keep your spaces very clean because when I was channeling your energy, I was getting like there's this one social media influencer who I follow on Facebook, and I think her name is Nikki, but she always cleans up so good, so perfect. Like it's an art, it's a skill. And I feel like you're very good at cleaning. And there's this other man that I follow on Instagram. I think his name is Derwin, but I just like watching him clean his house. Like I'm somebody who likes to clean too, so maybe this is my pile. We both got on yellow, so maybe it is. But I feel like cleaning is so therapeutic, and the divine loves this about you because when you have a clean space, and not only because your space, to me, your space reflects how you are inside. So you keeping a clean space is just a reflection of you having a clean spirit, a clean aura. So that's why the divine, you know, loves you, because you're somebody who takes care of your body. You cleanse yourself. You're not one to keep negative energy on you. So you may use certain cleansing techniques to get negative energy off of you. And because of this, angelic beings like to surround you. You have angels around you, pal number one. You also are somebody who's not tainted by the world. So even if people try to come up against you, pal number one, you're not the type of person that you're not the kind of person that's going to be like really taken aback by that, because you understand that that's how some people are. Like, you're going to still do you. Like, if you have to work with this person, like, you'll be cordial, but you're not one to like get so down on people not liking you or people mistreating you, because it's like at the end of the day, you're taking care of yourself and you're pouring love into yourself. So it doesn't matter if other people aren't giving you love, because you're giving yourself that love. And that's what spirit loves about you, power number one. That's what the divine loves about you, that you're a very loving person, regardless of what you've been through. Okay. So let's get into the cards and see. So with the Two of Pentacles, it's like you're well balanced. Pile number one. That is what the divine loves about you. The divine loves your balance, like how you can balance work and play, how you can go out one night and then spend one night in working and doing chores and tying up loose ends. So you're very balanced, okay? And it's because you're so disciplined. And I feel like pal number one, you can experience people feeling like, oh, well, pal number one thinks they're better because they do this, this, and that. But it's really just you taking care of yourself. And the divine wants you to know that that is a projection. I actually posted something about this on my Tarot with Blossom page. So if you want to, I have it in my description, but if you want to look it up and check out my page, because it's a blog, so I post a lot of my feelings on there or just messages to help people. When I say my feelings, it's not like feelings of like sadness or anything. It's like I'm posting my opinions. That's the word. Instead of feelings, I'm posting like my opinions or like intellectual thought. So check out that page if you want. Okay. But I talked about how a lot of people will project that you think you're better, but they think you're better. So you may go through this with people, and spirit wants you to know to keep being you. You're inspiring people who pretend not to even see you. Okay. The next card we have is the Three of Cups. So you're very fun to hang out with. The divine is saying, like, if they could incarnate as human, they would hang out with you, because you're somebody that's like, you're a girl's girl or a guy's guy. And if you're non-binary, it's like you have people's back. Like, let's say you're drinking, like you're drinking, but you're observing at the same time. Like, you have a very protective nature. Like, you're the type that'll watch people to really see what they do, because there, a lot of times when it comes to like people drinking, and you're at a club or a bar, like people like to slip things in people's drinks. And I feel like you are somebody who you have a keen awareness. Like, you can tell when people are weird or when they have just a vibe about them that's just not good. And whenever you're drinking with your friends, like, you're somebody who's still alert. And that is what the divine loves about you. Like, to be inebriated but you're still aware is a superpower. Okay. So the divine loves how when you go out with people, you're watching over them, even if you're drinking, even if you're drunk, and you're a good person to drink with. Pound number two, like, you're not the kind of person that'll flip out and act crazy. It's like you're the one that is the life of the party. Okay. That's what spirit loves about you. It's like you bring the party with your energy. You have a very bright energy. And even with that yellow shirt she has on, it's like you are the sun. Okay. You're the sun in people's lives. And that is what the divine loves about you. The next card we have is the King of Cups. I feel like you have a lot of emotional maturity. And I feel like this has been built up from the situations and the trials and tribulations you have overcome. Like, you really have had to deal with, people just not really understanding your energy and taking it personal when they need to be focused on themselves. So you've dealt with a lot of projection from people because you trigger them. You're the sun, you're the light. The light is going to shine on the darkness always. Okay. The next card that we have for you, I got these new cards, flower babies. They're like unicorn cards. So the next card we have is creativity. It says not a flame. So you could be a fire sign. Pile number one, you could be a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries, or just have this heavy in your chart. Take what resonates. But you're somebody who's very creative in whatever ways that is. I feel like you're very creative in the ways that you clean. You're very creative in the ways that you carry yourself. Like, you may wear certain things that other people don't wear. Okay. So you could be a fashionista as well, and that is what the divine loves about you. But I'm also getting here that I was getting something else. Hold on. Oh, going back to the cleaning. So you could be somebody who uses like organic products, or it's because I'm seeing somebody using like a lemon or an orange to scrub their tub. So you could do certain things like that. Like you're just very creative, especially with the resources that you have, because I'm getting that you're somebody who likes to do like DIYs, like do it yourself. So you may do like DIY skincare, DIY hair mask, or DIY nails. You may do your own nails here because her nails are highlighted in this picture. So Spirit just loves how you're creative with your self care and the way that you take care of your environment. You could also be somebody who's an artist or into art, and that is what the divine loves about you. The next card we have is Omen. So, what the divine loves about you is that you know how to communicate back and forth. So it's like you and spirit could be having a conversation all day long because you're going based on signs. So spirit will send you a sign. So let's say pile number one, you see 444 and you know what that means. So you will let spirit know, thank you for sending that. Like the gratitude that you give or the acknowledgement. That's the word. The acknowledgement that you give is much appreciated. And the divine loves this because the divine can communicate with you because the divine knows that you're going to know that it was from them. Okay. So they love how there's this back and forth communication going on. The next card that we have for you is Leo. So look at that light. Look at that yellow. You are the light. You're very, and what does it say? It says creative. I had it upside down because there's different words on different sides, but when I channeled it, it was on this side and it says the creativeness. I want you to see this, the creativeness, and then this card literally says creativity. So you are very, very creative, okay? Very. And I also feel like you're very confident. This is what spirit loves about you. This is what the divine loves about you. Like how self-assured you are, how self-content you are. Like you don't want to be anybody else. You're not competing with anybody else, kind of going. You're simply in your own lane. You are somebody who's creating stability in your life. Like you want better, like you want this life of luxury, but it doesn't have to be like you just want to be like a billionaire. But for some of you, you could want that. And the divine loves how you dream big, okay? But for others of you, what I'm getting is a life of luxury. Like you just really like nice things, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like you might be somebody who likes Chanel bags because that's coming through. Like this song is called "Babe, You Know You Fine," and it's like in the song he was like something Chanel bags. I'm about to trick off you, okay? But basically, what he was saying is, I'm about to spend some money on you because of how well you take care of yourself. Like, you fine. So it's like, pal number one, you're beautiful. You're sexy. Whatever it is, you're handsome, okay? You're attractive, whether you are male, female, or non binary. And that is what the divine loves about you, that you can see your beauty and that you don't seek validation from external sources, okay? The next card that we have is the 11th house, and it says for humanity's sake. So I feel like you are somebody who's just very like kind, and I feel like you do this in public. Like you hold the door open for people. If somebody drops something, you help them pick it up. You compliment people. Like you're just that kind of person that you're a good human. That's what I'm getting. Spirit is saying you're a good human. Okay, you are very humanitarian like, so you may even donate to homeless people, or you donate to homeless shelters, or you do volunteer work that involves marginalized community or people who are less fortunate. Okay, you are big on helping the community and helping people heal, because next look, we have community. you know you're somebody who transforms your community. Look at these butterflies. You transform your community. And what I mean by marginalized communities, this could be the 2S LGBTIQ plus community. This could be racial groups as well. Like you just work with people and help them evolve. And that is what the divine loves about you. I feel like the divine places you in certain jobs. Like you may not stay at a job too long, pal number one, because you're there for assignment. Like that is for somebody, I don't know who it is, but that is like you just give off this vibe of like living off of the land. Like I don't think that you're somebody who really likes having a 9 to 5, pal number one, because I feel like you're meant for so much more. Like that's why I was getting like this wealthy energy. Like I feel like you'd rather be rich than to work a 9 to 5. And that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Do not be ashamed of that because people will make you feel bad. But it's like if you have the motivation to go out and do that and attract that and manifest it, do it. Because I keep thinking about Rihanna in your pile number one. So you may be a Pisces or you may be connected to Rihanna like in some way, like maybe you like her music or maybe you invest in like Fenty products, like you buy that. So that's high maintenance as well because that is expensive, you know? So it's something like that, like you want to be a billionaire. Cause and then I start hearing the song by Bruno Mars, I want to be a billionaire so freaking bad. I feel like you are gonna be successful though, pound number one. That's what the divine loves about you. Like you dream big and you manifest these things. So don't doubt yourself. And if I were you, pound number one, I wouldn't go around telling people that because when you tell people you want to be a millionaire because they don't see it for themselves, they're gonna be like, no. When you tell people you want to be a billionaire, they don't see it for themselves, so they're going to try to project. So spirit wants you to keep like your ambitions to yourself sometimes, pound number one, because you could be the type that's so excited to share your goals and other people are just they're not really privy to that kind of stuff because they're competitive and they may see it as you bragging, but you're really just excited about where life is taking you. Okay, so keep it to yourself, keep it between you and God. All right, keep it between you and the divine. The next card that we have is truth. So you are somebody who's truthful. You have a lot of integrity. Like there's times where you could have done things, you know, that were wrong, but you didn't. You know, you still have a lot of integrity. Like you don't cheat people out of things. You don't lie on people. You don't make up rumors. Like you're somebody who's just this kind, gentle soul, power number one. And that is what spirit loves about you. You're very truthful. Okay, you tell people the truth, you don't lie. And if somebody asks you your opinion, you really tell them the truth. Like, you're not the kind of person that's going to lie to make people like you. And that's what spirit loves about you. Like, you're authentic, you have authenticity here. All right. So that is what the divine loves about you. I do have some channeled messages, so let me get those. So I have this sticker. It's Frida Kahlo and Van Gogh. Okay. So, pile number one, let's read your channel messages. So, I was hearing the song Don't Touch My Hair by Solange. So, Spirit really loves your hair here, okay? Spirit loves how you have boundaries because in that song is a boundary. Because she's not only saying, Don't touch my hair, don't touch my soul, don't touch me, period. So, Spirit loves how you have those boundaries and you're able to exercise that without feeling guilty. Because a lot of people will feel bad for saying, like, oh, don't touch me, but it's you, it's yourself. You can be protected also the way you keep yourself looking good. Also, you don't exclude people. Like you can work with people from all different types of backgrounds. Like you're not somebody who is xenophobic or racist, you know? You're not homophobic either. It's like you can work with people who are different from you and you don't have a problem with that. I feel like you learn best from working with people who are different. You also make people feel so welcome in your presence, and that's what the divine loves about you. You keep it real, okay? You're very friendly and very balanced, and that is what the divine loves about you. So, thank you so much, Pal Number One. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and tune into my next reading. Mwah. Peace. So, Pal Number Two, welcome to your reading. What does the divine love about you? So, the divine just loves how introspective you are. You see how she's looking? It's not just a normal look, it's a look where you're analyzing somebody. Like you're seeing so many different things. Like you're very, very smart. Like I'm seeing like a computer brain. Pound number two, you're very smart. This is what the divine loves about you. It's like people may think they're outsmarting you, but they're not. And I also get the sense that you like to play dumb. Like you like to play like you don't know what people are doing, but you do. And then it's revealed in the very end that you always knew. Okay. So that's what spirit loves about you, like how strategic you are. Also, you very much, you know, embody forgive them for they know not what they do kind of energy because you're just so aware. Like you have a psychologist mindset. Like maybe you're into psychology and astrology and things dealing with our personalities in the mind. So you're able to see, okay, this is why this person acts like that. Like you can look at a person immediately and know you have childhood trauma, you have a mother wound, you have a father wound, you're insecure, you don't love yourself. Like you can look at people and see that. So it's much easier for you to not take things personal or not to internalize things because you know that it has nothing to do with you. You're very, very analytical as well, and you use your mind over emotions when dealing with toxic individuals. You are deeply into psychology because as I'm saying this, I'm thinking about Dr. Ramani. And if you know Dr. Ramani, she's a really good psychologist. I love her. I've been following Dr. Ramani since I was a freshman in high school. I'm 23 years old. So that was when I was 15. So I've been into like psychology and astrology for years. Okay. I've been researching this stuff for years. This is not something I just hopped on. This is something that I've done for years. And it's like when it comes to certain toxic people, like Dr. Ramani taught me the gray rock method. And you can use this when dealing with narcissistic people as well. And basically what the gray rock method is you don't show emotion. You can talk to somebody that's toxic without having an emotional response because that's what they want. That's what toxic and narcissistic people feed off of, your responses. And I feel like a proper term to describe those kind of people is energy vampires because they need your energy to thrive. They need your energy to feel validated. And I feel like you starve people's egos, pal number two. You starve their egos, and that's what the divine loves about you. You're not going to allow a toxic person to treat you any kind of way or to bait you emotionally. Like you're very, very strong mentally. And that is what the divine loves about you. Like you have the mind of chess, not checkers. Like that's what I'm getting. Like somebody who knows how to make the right moves. You know how to make the right moves. Let me get the cards. So let's get these cards. So the first card that we have for you, pile number two. Hold on, because I got these cards mixed up. Pile number two. Move these out the way. Yeah, I'm sorry. These was for another pile. Okay, these are your cards, pal number two. So let's see. So the first card that we have for you is Ace of Cups. So you have a lot of love to give, and this is what the divine loves about you. Like you're somebody who your cup runneth over. So you could be Christian because a lot of like biblical verses start coming up when I got to your pile. You could be Christian, okay? But if not, like you may read the Bible or be connected, okay, with the word because it's like you just have a lot of like, or you could be like poetic too, and that's what spirit loves about you because to me the Bible is like poetry and metaphors and things like that. So you have a lot of love to give. And that's why love comes back to you. Like you're the embodiment of love, pile number two. And we have green here, so the heart chakra. The next card that we have is justice. So what I'm getting is you, when it comes like you do not play about your presence. You do not play about the treatment people give you. What spirit loves about you, what the divine loves about you, pile number two is you're quick to leave because I'm hearing quick to cut him off if he don't serve a purpose. You a clown and I'm allergic. So it's a song by Lotto. It's called, what is it called? Sunday Service. So yes, you could be Christian. Like that's a link because on Sunday Christians go to church. So you could be, yeah. But it's crazy how that song came. And it's like you do have that side to you, okay, but you don't use it as much, okay, and that's what the divine loves about you too, because you could turn up on people, you could really, really like hurt people with the things that you say or do, but you're just like, why would I stoop to this person's level? Why would I go out of my element just to one up you or feel like I won the argument? Because a lot of times to me, arguments are like war. It's you versus the other person. Like, why are you going to war with somebody who is already at war with themselves? Okay. So it's like you don't really go to war with people because you know that they're fighting battles within, they're fighting demons within, and you don't want no part of it. That's what the divine loves about you. With this justice card, it's like you're people's karma because you walk away when they treat you bad. Like you may have encountered pile number two, a lot of people who are used to mistreating people. They're used to controlling people. So when you leave or when you demand to be treated better, when you demand respect, they get triggered by that. But it's like you're very fair. You don't come around people with bad intentions, and that's what the divine loves about you. You're pure. And I think you have the purity card, and we're gonna get to that. But you're somebody who, you don't move with bad intentions. When I say pure, I'm not saying pure in a sense where you never do anything wrong. I'm saying pure is you don't have bad intentions. Like it's hard for you to think negatively about a person because you just don't see the point in it. You're somebody who is positive, okay? And that's what the divine loves about you. You have a positive attitude. The next card that we have is Six of Swords. So you are quick to cut people off. You are quick to move on because you know your worth, you know your value, and you know that if that person isn't going to treat you right, somebody else will. You know that one door closing is another door opening. You're very familiar with endings and beginnings because you know that that's just the cycle of life. Pound number two. The next card that we have is purity. So you're somebody who is pure. Like you don't have bad intentions. You literally are just somebody who is minding your business, you're learning, and you're also like you give people a lot of grace. Pound number two, and that is what the divine loves about you. Like you're not quick to like say, oh, this is this person's character. Like you let people bloom in front of you. You get to know people. You don't judge people by the chapter that they came in on, because we're all a work in progress, truth be told. Okay. The next card that we have for you is called Space. So it's like you're always in your own world. And what I start hearing is this song called In a World of My Own. And I think it represents Tinkerbell or Alice in Wonderland, one of the two. And Janae Aiko was singing it. And it just was very, very beautiful. And I feel like you have that energy where you're in a world of your own. You're in a world of your own. Like you may be somebody who because you may have like a lot of 12th house energy because what I like about 12th house energy is like because I'm a 12th house stellium. And one of the things we can do is we can go to the 12th house mentally. And that may be something you do. So you may be somebody who daydreams a lot, or just in like certain situations where you're around toxic people, you can take yourself there because the 12th house is ruled by Pisces. So you may listen to music like when you're around toxic people so you can stay grounded, and or you may have water around you because the 12th house is a water house. Okay, so you may do things like that, like certain protection rituals, and that is what the divine loves about you. I'm also picking up Florida water. You may carry around Florida water. Okay, you are somebody who cleanses yourself, of negative energy, and that's what the divine loves about you. Like, and I feel like you do this mentally. I don't really feel like you're doing it like with sage or anything. You're doing this mentally. You are very advanced in the mind because I'm seeing the movie Lucy. And remember when she accessed like 100% of her brain? It's like pal number two, you have the potential to do something like that because I'm picking up Albert Einstein as well. Like your mind is so powerful. People may make you feel strange or weird because of the ideas you pick up on, but you're just intelligent. You have a high level of intelligence, okay? And the divine loves that about you. It is a gift. Never feel bad for that, okay? The next card that we have for you is the North Node. So, how does Spirit feel about you? How does the divine feel? They feel that you're somebody who has a lot of faith in them. Okay. You're somebody who has a lot of faith, but the North Node is about being in your purpose. So, the divine loves how you are heading towards your purpose. And if you are already in your purpose, this is just confirmation. Like, whatever it is you want to do, I really feel like you could do something scientific or something with computers and technology. Okay. You give that off. And if you never thought about like a STEM program, think about that pal number two because you could do engineering. You are very smart, okay? The next card we have is the South Node. So it's like you know how to leave the past in the past. You know how to move on. You know how some people will know a relationship is toxic and stay in it, or they'll know a friendship is toxic or a job is toxic. It's like you know how to leave when something is toxic, when something is no longer showing you respect, whether it's the job, the environment, people. Like you know how to move on and leave them in the South Node because the South Node in astrology represents our past. It represents the things we already know, but we're trying to move forward. So you're somebody who knows how to let the past go. Like you let bygones be bygones. You're really good at forgiveness, and that is what keeps you at a high vibration because you're not walking around with a chip on your shoulder. You're not walking around holding grudges and being resentful. You're really unbothered. Like I get that vibe from you, and you remind me of somebody I went to college with, and that person was a Libra. You may be a Libra. But he was an engineer too. So I'm picking up this energy of you being good at like communication, technology, science, statistics, math, like all those kind of things that are difficult for people to conceptualize. You understand that perfectly, and that is what the divine loves about you. Okay. It's like if the divine could put your report card on their refrigerator, they would. That's the imagery I'm seeing because you're so, so smart. The next card that we have is power. So you have a lot of brain power, and this is what the divine loves about you. You have a lot of mental power. Like a lot of people cannot shake you because you are strong up here. I feel like you've mastered so much and you don't even know it. You probably think it's just natural, but it's something you've learned. And I feel like you've mastered this over lifetimes. Pile number two, you've mastered this. You could have a life path seven too, or just have a lot of Virgo, Gemini, and Mercury placements, okay? But you're very powerful in your mind. You know how to manifest things too, and you are just somebody who is just advanced, okay? You are very advanced. You are a star seed, pile number two, and this is what the divine loves about you. And you share that knowledge that you have. I feel like you're the type of person that people love to talk to you, pal number two, because you're gonna talk about aliens, you're gonna talk about conspiracy theories. Like you're very interesting, very intriguing. Okay, this is what the divine loves about you. We have illumination as well because you have a lot of discernment. You see how in the picture she looking like, I know you're lying. I know you're not telling me the truth, but I don't really care because I know the truth. So it's this energy of like you having discernment, and a person can lie to your face, and you're like, yeah, but you already know that this person is not for me. This person doesn't have good intentions, or this person don't even like me. Like you have an awareness, and this is what the divine loves about you. Like you're not somebody that's missing the red flags and people. Like you see right away, and you handle people accordingly. And also, was I talking about 12th house? Look at that water. So yeah, you have some channel messages too. Let's get into those. So pound number two, you give people a lot of grace. We talked about that. You have a very peaceful and calm energy. You're very down to earth. Pound number two, you know your worth and you move away from people who mistreat you. That's what the divine loves about you. You know, you listen to your intuition more than other people. And this is what the divine loves about you. So that was your reading, pound number two. Thank you so much for coming. Please like, comment, and subscribe and tune into the next reading. Mwah. Peace. All right, pile number three. What does the divine love about you? So you're somebody who's very educated. You're very witty. You're very intelligent. Okay, very sharp. You help people. You give off a Queen of Swords energy. Okay, in a good way. You help people to upgrade their mindsets as well as learning the truth about their history and the false history taught to us. So the divine loves how you advocate for people who are being mistreated and misrepresented. You give off lawyer vibes, and spirit loves how you speak facts because spirit was like, this person speaks facts. Like you're saying things that are true, but people refuse to believe them. Okay. So you could talk about like racism and people. There's a lot of pile number three. There's a lot of people who walk around very delusional. They think, no, racism is over. Martin Luther King ended that. No. Just because Rosa Parks got on the bus and stuff, that doesn't mean racism is over because racism to me is a form of narcissism because you believe that your race, I mean, race is a social construct anyway, okay? But for the sake of this video, race, it's like people think that the race that they have, especially racist people, they think that they're superior to you in terms of race. You know, back in the day, they even wrote scientific books. They did studies to show that they were superior. That's where we get Charles Darwin's survival of the fittest from. That was racism too. I mean, people have their opinions on that because there was one girl debunking it and saying it was something different, but it very much to me gave that off racist vibes. But it's like you're somebody who, you know, you debate with people. You may have took a speech class or you should do that. Pile number three, like you're very good with debates. And this is what the divine loves about you because you're not debating to bring people down or to hurt people. You're really trying to educate people. You're really trying to get people to see the truth of this messed up world that we live in. Okay. So let's get into your cards. So the first card that you have is strength. You are very, very strong. I feel like you're a tough cookie. um, you know, you're what is that saying? Like you're a tough nut to crack. I don't know. I don't know this saying, but it's like you're somebody who's very strong, maybe even physically here, okay? But you're very strong. Like you don't allow people not agreeing with you or people disliking you to make you feel bad about yourself. You're somebody who spirit is saying like you stretch your stuff, you talk the talk and walk the walk. And I think this is what people get triggered by because you are who you say you are, or if you say you're gonna do something, you do it, okay? And this is what spirit and the divine loves about you, you know? The next card that we have is judgment. So yes, your judgment on things, the way you see things, and the things you call out and you speak facts. Okay. You speak facts, and this is what the divine loves about you. You could have led a movement because for some of you, you could have been heavily involved in the Black Lives Matter movement or the Me Too movement. It's just a lot coming up, and you could have. I don't want to say it because um, I don't want because there's so much controversy going on in Israel, but I feel like you may be a supporter of Palestine. Like you could be donating or you could be like sharing posts or just trying to spread the awareness. So I'm not gonna go too deep into that because I know it's so controversial, but it's giving me that energy of like you care about humanity, you care about the world. So with this world card, it's like you care about the world and spirit loves how you're making the world a better place. You could be far away from where like people are being hurt, but you're still it's like I'm getting a Peace Corps vibe. If you know what Peace Corps is, it's like you may be somebody who wants to go to other countries to help people and aid people, okay? And this is what spirit loves about you, like how you're so much for the people. You are so much for the people. You're giving out this vibe of Fred Hampton. He was the leader of the Black Panther Party. He died at a very young age. He was 21 years old when he died, but he was a great leader. And that's this energy of you being a great leader, pound number three. This is what the divine loves about you because you're in it for the people, not for yourself, not for self gratification. It's to help people. This is what spirit loves. This is what the divine loves. So the next card that we have for you is courage. You have the courage to speak up and tell the truth. You have the, because I'm hearing spirit say you're telling the stories of your ancestors that history has tried to hide. So I don't know if you're African American, pile number three, but you may be because I'm getting that. But for those of you who aren't, you tell the stories of your ancestors, especially if you come from a community that, let me slow down. Especially if you come from a community that has been marginalized in some way, you advocate. So, for example, like you could even be Hispanic, and you advocate for your community, or you could be Latino and you advocate for your community. You advocate. You could even be foreign, like you could be from another country and you advocate. Okay. You advocate for what is right. Some of you could even be Indian watching this because I'm picking up on different groups and you may do like the Me Too movement. I remember there was something where people was protesting about not wearing like hijabs and stuff. So you may do that kind of stuff here because I'm getting like all these movements coming up. So you're very big on people having rights and equal rights. And you may even be a feminist or you may support that. Or some people may refer to themselves as a womanist, take what resonates. But I'm really getting like big global political type of energy. You may really be involved into politics. Power number three. And this is what the divine loves about you. Like you're educating yourself. You know the law. Like power number three, you're somebody who you know the law so well that if you get pulled over, you're going to be able to be like, no, because the law says this. Like you're very well versed on the law. So that's why I was getting you may be into law school or you may like to watch judge shows or things like that. But you are somebody who is connected with the law in some way. Maybe you are a police officer watching this or you're in the armies. Like there's something with like you being involved with the law or the military. Take what resonates because you have a Saturn like energy. You're tough. Because Saturn, if you know the planet Saturn, Saturn, hey, if you know, you know. Okay. Saturn is going to hold you accountable, and that's what you do. Pile number three, spirit loves how you hold people accountable because look at history. Look how people have been treated. People need to be held accountable for that because history repeats itself. Just because something happened in the past doesn't mean it's not going to happen again, especially when we didn't fix it. And what I mean by things happening in the past, like certain atrocities happening to groups of people, just because it happened, people think, well, that happened in the past. Like, for example, some people are like, slavery happened a long time ago, but that doesn't mean that there aren't new forms of slavery. That doesn't mean that people of color, black people, that doesn't mean that we're not still targeted. So it's like you bring awareness to that, pile number three. And this is what the divine loves about you because you may be the only one in your community really caring about these things. Okay. Take what resonates. The next card that we have is change. So you bring change through, like you may like to write research papers and you may research topics that people want to shy away from. Like there's something about you being very involved because I'm getting Angela Davis. There's something about you being very involved in like race, class, gender, sexuality, class. I already said class, religion. Like you're very like into that intersectionality because Kimberly Crenshaw is a scholar. So and she's in law. So you may be into that, okay? And it's like you really care about people. you really care about the rights of people, the happiness of people. Because there was this quote I had in my phone, and let me see if I can find it for you, pound number 3, because I feel like you need to hear this. Because I feel like you would, yes. It's by somebody named Federico Garcia Lorca, right here. And it says, I will always be on the side of those who have nothing and who are not even allowed to enjoy the nothing they have in peace. Let me run this back. It says, I will always be on the side of those who have nothing and who are not even allowed to enjoy the nothing they have in peace. So basically, what he's saying is like, I'm going to always be on the side of the people who are marginalized because they, we barely have anything, but it's like the government and the elites want to take, what we barely have. So it's like, you really care about giving people rights and expanding the rights people have. Okay. I don't feel like this is your first lifetime doing something like this. You may have existed during the civil rights movement because I keep being brought to that specifically, like in the 1960s. You could have been in that. Okay. Take what resonates because you may find yourself like wrapped up in like olden days. And I'm saying olden days because it could be any time period where people were mistreated. Okay. And it's like I'm channeling. Give me a second. It's just like you were sent here to bring change through. Some of you could be college educated. Like you were sent to bring this change. And this is what the divine loves about you because you're actually executing your mission. Like a lot of people come to this human experience and do what they want to do. They don't do the mission. It's like, for example, like Spirit is so funny because sometimes I play Grand Theft Auto and I don't like to do the mission. I just like to go around the town and play, but it's like you're the type of person that will do the missions. Okay, that was a analogy that Spirit helped me to understand. Okay, so like you are somebody who you could have existed in like a long time ago, like even during the Salem witch trials. There's something about you just coming back to help people. You volunteered to come in here and help people. Okay, if you believe in reincarnation, this is for you, and if you don't, take what resonates. Okay, if you don't apply, let it fly. But I'm really getting that this is not your first rodeo. Okay. The next card that we have is wisdom. You have a lot of wisdom. Not only are you smart, you're very wise. You've learned so much because your soul is old. You have Capricorn, okay? And then you have Cancer. So you have this beautiful balance here to you. And then with the Cancer card, it's making me think about the past. So you may be somebody who, and it says history. You see that? History. And I just heard broken history. So it's like you are, because I'm hearing this song where Janae was talking. It's a song called Expiration Date, and she was like, our broken history that I mentally erased from my mind. So a lot of people, a lot of people's histories, have been erased. And you're trying to bring those pieces back because I'm being brought back to when I was in college. Like I remember researching Sappho, the Greek poet, and she's rumored to be lesbian, but people debated, scholars debate whether or not she was just being like metaphorical or whether or not like there's this debate, but it's like hard to find her poetry. Like there's missing pieces and there's things you can piece together, but you don't know if it goes together. It's like there's something like that with you. Your energy is, it's like you do that with history. You may really like history or law. It's like a combination of history and law. And even if you're not in college or involved in that, it's like something you do on a daily basis. Like you may like to watch certain videos on politics, or you just keep yourself up to date on what's going on, or you may go to like the city council. It's something like that. Like you may be very involved in your city, okay, and trying to make things better for people on a local level, okay. But yeah, also, with this Capricorn energy, Spirit loves how you are a hard worker. You get things done, you accomplish your goals, and you're very business oriented. You may have your own business, and this is something the divine loves about you. But going back to the thing I was saying about Sappho, it's like you find missing information in history and you piece it together to make sense of it all. It's like finding little puzzle pieces and putting them together and then stepping back and seeing the bigger picture and then writing about it and bringing that research to other people. And you can do research without writing a research paper. Just looking up things and learning things on your own or checking out books and reading them, that's still a form of research, okay? The last card that we have is time. And this is interesting because I think like there's a correlation with Saturn in time, especially if you have like Saturn and Taurus. There's like this correlation. So there's something about this time, like this time, like because I'm hearing this time I'm going. It's this song by Pia. I think her name is Pia Mia, and she was like, "This time I'm gonna do it my way." So maybe in other lifetimes it was kind of hard to like get these messages out or to help people, but this time Spirit is like, this is the lifetime where you're gonna make those shifts happen. Like you've already made shifts, but this is gonna be a bigger one because you're not gonna have people trying to stop you. We're moving into the age of Aquarius. You may be an Aquarius because you just give me that vibe, pound number three, but we're moving into the age of Aquarius. So you're really gonna benefit from that. Okay. The divine sent you here for a reason. Okay, because you may be the type that's like, what's the point? Because you're so educated on race and how people treat people that you feel like you're isolated because nobody else is thinking like that. But don't worry, because as we move into the age of Aquarius, a lot of people are going to be waking up to things you already knew. Okay. So that's what I'm getting with this time card. Like this time is the time where you're going to make more significant changes than you have ever done in any lifetime because your soul is very, very big. Pound number three, like if you've ever seen Princess Mononoke, you remember the forest spirit was so big. That's how you are in the spirit world. So you're coming into this lifetime with all the tools that you gained in those other lifetimes. It's kind of like taking a test, right? Taking a quiz, and you study those quizzes so that you can take the big test. So this is the big test, pound number three. And I feel like on some level you're aware of this. So this is what the divine loves about you, okay? I feel like you could be somebody who's spiritual but logical too, and you balance that out, okay? With the Cancer, like, this Capricorn energy is like a logical, like a practical, where Cancer is intuitive. So you balance these out very well. Let's read your channel messages, pile number three, and then we're going to move on. So, pile number three, you tell it like it is. Also, you create ripples effects and you change the lives of others, even people who are in opposition to you. So, pile number three, you may help people to change their opinion on things. You may help people to see something different. Like you create perspective shifts, and this is what the divine loves about you. You make the better place of you make the world a better place with your truth and your knowledge. You're very hardworking. And we talked about you being involved with law. And lastly, you have your own business and you just give off boss vibes, leader vibes. Okay. But that was your reading, pile number three. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Tune into my next reading. Peace. All right, number four, last but not least. So I think this is my first reading where I've done four piles. So if you made it this far, welcome. So let's see what the divine loves about you. So pile number three, not three. You may resonate with pile number three. I didn't mean to say that. Pile number four. Let me plug in my laptop because I don't have time for it to try to go dead. Okay. All right. So pile number four, the divine loves how creative you are. You're very imaginative and free spirited. Like you could have been the type that had imaginary friends when you were younger, or like you could have been like, you could have said, I'm going to Paris. And you were really going to Paris in your room. Like you could have made it seem like it was Paris, because I'm getting this energy of like you actually romanticizing your life. Like you go out and buy certain things. Like you could turn your living room into Paris. Something about France with you. Okay, take what resonates. You may like to model or collect aesthetics and use them for props and photos. You like to capture beauty in places that other people can't see. And whenever I was tuning into your energy, power number four, I'm sorry I'm talking so fast, but it's just the way these messages are coming out. But it was this poem that Beyonce had on her song called All Night. And it was so like it was so special. And she said, I think she was talking about her grandmother in the poem, and it was like she spun gold out of this hard life. And she was saying how she found beauty in places that it did not live. So there's something about you, like you have a Venusian energy. You can find the beauty in the things that people would consider like unconventional. You also take pictures of people and you help them to become more confident in how they look. It's like when you take photos of people, like you help people feel beautiful because maybe people didn't like it's like you may be the type of person that's a stylist too. Like you could get them right with their hair, their nails, their makeup, their outfit, everything. You make people feel beautiful and not just physically beautiful, but on the inside, okay? And that is what the divine loves about you, that you can make people feel beautiful. You can find the beauty in places where people think it doesn't exist because it does. So that is what the divine loves about you. Let's get into your reading. So the first card that we have is the High Priestess. You are very, very intuitive. I feel like you might be the type of person that thinks of something and somebody says it. You can anticipate people's needs. You know what people are needing. So if you're doing a photo shoot, you can think, I think you'll look good in this. I think you'll look good in that, and then they do. So you're very intuitive. And look at this right here. You see the flower crown? You could be a makeup artist here too. And that makes people feel beautiful. Not saying that you need makeup to be beautiful, but makeup enhances our beauty. So you could be into like beauty and hair and nails and cosmetology. And this is something the divine loves about you. Okay, you may have resonated with pile number one because I talked about nails and hair and stuff in that other pile. So go back to that one if you feel called to. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this reminds me of that finding beauty where it doesn't live, because the Wheel of Fortune is like things changing, but it's like you see the beauty and you help other people to see that beauty. So it changes with this Wheel of Fortune, like it changes things. It changes people's perception on beauty because I think people think of beauty as Eurocentric. Like you have to be light skinned, you have to have long hair, you have to have colored eyes, or else you're not beautiful. That's the world we live in. But that's not how it is. That's not how it should be. And you are somebody who's more into unconventional beauty, like not being a size zero, having stretch marks and having rolls and having acne. Like that's still beautiful, okay? You help people feel beautiful. I just keep saying that because you do. The next card that we have is Two of Cups. So I feel like when you're in relationships, you really, really make your partners feel attractive. Like you make them feel like they're a baddie. Like you make them feel so special. And Spirit is acknowledging this. The divine loves how you're a good partner. You're a faithful partner. You're committed. You're very like 50-50 with your partner. Like if they do something for you, you're going to reciprocate. Like you're not in these 80-20 relationships or one-sided connections. Like you're very fair in your connections. You're very kind and loving to your partners as well. Like you show people a love that they've never really experienced. Pile number four. And this is something the divine loves about you because love is just something that I think people like. What am I channeling? Hold on. I feel like love is something that people underestimate in this life. And I'm not just talking about romantic love because I feel like you give love on a friendship level as well. Like when it comes to people, you're very, very loving. Love is a high vibration, it's a high frequency. And I feel like you see the word love everywhere, but it's because it's you. You may see hearts or the color pink. I feel like you've been experiencing like synchronicities. Like, wasn't that yeah, that was pile number one with the old men card. So it's that's why I say you may resonate, okay? But it's like, yeah, like you may see synchronicities, but it's because it's you. You're seeing a reflection of yourself. The more you raise your vibration, the more you see things, but it's just reflecting to you what you're thinking. So if you're seeing love, if you're seeing like peaceful, like I feel like you see certain words like peace, love. Like I know in my own life I do too. So I'm pretty sure you do as well because you are somebody who's highly, highly tapped in with the divine, okay? And that's also something that they love about you, how tapped in you are, how much you listen, how much you're obedient, okay? And how you do the things that your soul signed up to do, okay? So the next card that we have is the seventh house. So look, balance, cooperation, your partners. You are so kind in relationships. You're so giving. You're so generous. You listen. You're not the type of person that's going to cheat. You're not the type of person that's going to do something to dishonor your partner. Your love is healing. Pile number four. And this is what the divine loves about you. Like when people get in relationships with you, if it doesn't work out, it's like they're a much better person because of you. Okay, we have the moon here. So you're very feminine, very nurturing. This is what the divine loves about you. Like how much, people can come to you and like vent. And I'm not saying people are emotionally dumping on you kind of before, but it's like certain people, they know that they can come to you. They know that they can trust you, especially if these are like your partners or friends that you love and trust and that love and trust you. They know that they can come to you when they have issues or things going on because you're gonna listen. I feel like you're also somebody that with this moon card, I feel like you help people to I feel like you give good advice and you help people to recognize like where the source of their feelings are. And I feel like it's because you're so intuitive that you know where it's at. It's like having an x-ray vision to where you can see things like that other people aren't seeing and being able to point it out for them. Like high priestess energy, you can see things that are hidden. This is what the divine loves about you. You can see things that are hidden and you bring it to people's attention for them to heal. The next card that we have is delight. So, and then look, it said to me, it's like I look at it like I look at the etymology of words, and like if you break it down, it's light, delight, like the light. And pile number one, we got that. So you definitely should check that out, okay? I'm not gonna say it anymore. I don't want to annoy anybody, but because I know I can be repetitive, but um, yeah, you are a light. This is what the divine loves about you. You could also be somebody who really likes springtime because we got all these flowers here. Look. And she has a flower crown. You may wear flower crowns. You may really just like gardening. And that, oh my goodness, because in the channel message, I have some channel messages where it talked about that. Like, yeah. So we're gonna get to it later at the end, but in the channel messages, like, I thought I wrote it down, but I didn't. But I'm glad I remembered it. So I got an image of like a seed being planted in the ground and a garden coming up. So it's like you are somebody who is very abundant and you can work with little resources. Okay. I feel like I don't know if I channeled that for another pal or not, but it's just giving that energy with you specifically because of all these flowers and things blooming. And then it's like pink. You see that pink? Pink is also connected to the heart chakra. So you're somebody who's just very loving, very giving. You could be somebody who's very generous. You could be a good gift giver. And this is something that the divine also loves about you because you're so intuitive. You can pick gifts that people actually like or things that people really needed. Okay. The next card that we have is purity. So you're somebody who, you just have so much love in your heart. Like you we got the purity for another pile. So you may resonate with something different other than pile number one, but it's like you're somebody who you could have spiritual abilities, but you don't use them for bad, okay? Because it's something about you being connected to the occult or candle magic and you don't use it for bad. Like you could be a white witch watching this, okay? Or you could dabble into it, take what resonates. But you are somebody with a pure heart. And like I told the other pal that this card came out in from a different deck, it's like when I say pure, I'm speaking of pure in terms of just having a good heart, not pure in terms of you've never done anything wrong or that you're perfect. I'm not saying that you're perfect. I'm not saying that you've never done anything wrong. What I mean by pure is you don't move with a hidden agenda. Like you're not out to hurt people. Like when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you think about is probably like, how is my day gonna go? What am I grateful for? Like you think about positive things. You don't think about, well, how can I bring this person down? Or how can I talk about this person or him or her, them? Like you're very much focused on how can I be a better human being? And this is what the divine loves about you. This is the whole point of the human experience to become better. So the divine loves how you stay on your path, you stay in alignment because the flow is here. You go with the flow. The divine loves that. You're very tapped in spiritually. And I feel like you get these intuitive nudges to do things, and then you see later on that it was a good reason why you should have done it. And it just builds your trust. So the divine loves how you trust them. You really have a lot of faith and trust. You trust them. And they love that. It's like I feel like I'm saying they because you have a big spiritual team that helps you out and they give you this guidance and it's like you take it easily. Like it's a lot of people pal number four who God will give them messages and they will swear they didn't see it because they're so caught up in other things. But it's like you get these messages and you know that they're from the divine. And they love that you're able to comprehend that. And if they're giving you messages or advice, it's like you know how to implement that into your life or at least start. Okay. So you may read self-help books, you may watch psychology videos, or you may even be thinking about going to therapy, or you may already be in therapy. Pound number four, take what resonates. But it's like you're somebody who wants to have a calm and peaceful mind. And this is what the divine loves about you because the more peaceful and calm your mind is, the more your vibration raises, and the more that you can experience just life on a different dimension other than this 3D world. Because this 3D world ain't it. All right. So the next card that we have is 14. So it's something about the number 14 for you. You may have started your spiritual journey at 14. I know I did. Like I actually have a picture that I wanted to show y'all and I'm sitting in this position and my cousin took it of me. I have to post it. But it's like with this cat here, you could be connected to cats too. Like you know the show called Sabrina, and she was connected to the cat, so you may resonate with that. But spirit just loves how because it says hunting, but this card speaks of going after your ambitions and not letting anything stop you. So you're somebody who's very goal oriented. You don't allow people to stop you. You don't allow people's ideas and opinions and their hate or their dislike or whatever to stop you from doing what you want to do. So that I really get like you may experience like opposition when it comes to what you take pictures of because people may feel like, well, that's not beautiful or this person is not like that. Like people don't have to be perfect. And that is something that the divine loves about you. Like you're not pushing for perfectionism. You're pushing for realness. Realness. Like you promote realness in this world. Like you may take pictures with no filters because you want to show that you're authentic. Okay. The next card that we have is hairstyle. So you have very beautiful hair. You could have very long hair. It doesn't matter if it's short or not, but it's something about your hair that's beautiful, magical. It's like your hair is your antennas. Like you see how her hair is. You may also wear like really nice jewelry, and this is something that the divine loves about you, like your taste in jewelry. The divine also loves your hair. You could be very connected to the crown chakra as well, because the crown chakra is how we take in information. And then there's a sun right there. You see that sun? So you are a light. This is what the divine loves about you. Your hair could be a light color too. Take what resonates. But yeah, I'm trying to see if we have any more cards. That was it for you. Pile number four. You just have this sweet energy to you. Let me read the channel messages. You had the most, pound number four. You had the most. So you're very intuitive. We talked about that. You are a great lover, a great friend, a great coworker, a great family member, a great business partner. Like you know how to work well with people. You don't try to dominate people. It's like you understand the importance of teamwork. And this is what the divine loves about you. You're also a great person for anybody to have. So here's a message. It says, the divine wants you to realize that you are not always the problem in your intimate relationships. Consider that the love you are trying to give them can't get through because of their own beliefs, not because you are unlovable. So, pile number four, you may have tried to love people in life who have heart chakra blockages, or they're just too much in their trauma to actually see that you're trying to love them. Like people who are too much in their trauma, it's like they'll feel entitled to your love, your trust and all this, but they don't want to give any of that to you. And you may have dealt with those kind of connections where they were one-sided, and spirit just wants you to realize that you you're not always the problem. Okay? Your love is not the problem. The problem is that they don't love themselves, so they can't give it to you. That's the problem. It's like you have to stop blaming yourself and you have to stop being hard on yourself, pile number four, because you tend to do this, not just in romantic relationships, but you do it with friends, you do it with family, you do it if you have issues with coworkers. Like you're not the problem. Consider that these people have problems, okay? Because it's like you're doing so good in life and you're such a beautiful person. And for you to sit and think like it's always you, the divine does not like that because it's not you. You're already somebody who's accountable. I already can tell, pound number four, you don't have a problem apologizing. You don't have a problem saying, hey, I was wrong. I need to fix that. I need to work on that. You're good on that. So why do you go so hard on yourself? Don't be so hard on yourself. That's a side note. because this reading is about what the divine loves about you. So that is a side note, okay? You also are somebody who's just deep into your spirituality, deep into your practices. You know, you may have a routine, and this is what the divine loves. Like, you may have an altar, so you may put things on your altar, light candles, light incense, cleanse it, clean it, put the water, put the food. Like, there's something you do to pay back. And you may even do nature offerings where you go and put fruit or flowers or bury certain things to show your ancestors or your spirit guides love, because I'm getting somebody with the occult, like you may be into like, because I'm getting like hoodoo, like you may be into that. Because somebody watching this is Southern. You live in the South, because I'm picking that up. Because I was picking up like Marie Laveau's energy. So you could be into like that, or you could also live in Louisiana, take what resonates. The divine really likes how you use your magic for good. You use it to heal people. Okay. You're also very confident, and this is what the divine loves about you. I feel like you have a confidence in your magic, which is why it works. Okay, your hair, we talked about that. You also move with the seasons. Like, you may be somebody who intentionally do things, like you intentionally decorate your house for the fall season, or you decorate your room. Like, you do certain things to get you prepared. Like, if it's winter, you move like the winter, so you won't do too much. You'll just do a lot of planning. If it's spring, it's like you're putting new things out there. If it's summer, you're going all out. If it's fall, it's like, okay, I'm putting stuff out, but I'm shedding things that don't align with me anymore. It's like you do that each cycle, okay? You could have like, there's something about you having your menstruation, if you're a woman, sync with the moon cycles, okay? You're that powerful. A lot of people will try to tell you that that's a myth. There's no way, but it is. Like, it's true. I'm not saying it's a myth, but I'm saying that it's true for you to be connected to lunar cycles on your time of the month, because I notice like if I'm releasing a lot, I'm going to have my period on a full moon or near a full moon, or like a little bit after. And the same thing applies, like if I'm doing something new, or if I'm having a new beginning, then I'll have it by a new moon, on the day of the new moon, after, or a little bit before. So if you're a woman watching this is what I'm saying, okay? If you're somebody who has your period, okay? Also, spirit just loves how you sit with your emotions. Like, you don't take it out on other people. Like, you really get curious. I feel like you've done so much shadow work. You may have a journal, but it's like you really get curious on why you feel the way you do, instead of blaming other people for it. And this is what the divine loves about you, because it takes so much. Like, I'm hearing that song by Michael Jackson saying, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. It's like you can face yourself. You can face your shadow. You can really look at yourself and see what needs to change. And this is what the divine loves, okay? You also, like I said, you don't try to manipulate the free will of others with your spirituality. So you would never be somebody who would do a love spell. You wouldn't try to do that, because you know that that can turn ugly. Like, there's so many stories, especially on TikTok, of people doing love spells and it backfiring. So I feel like you're somebody who, you don't do that. Like, if you do spells, it's like healing spells. Or if somebody's trying to get pregnant, you do like fertility or protection or money spells, or somebody's going through hardship. Like, you're not trying to hurt people with it. Okay. That's why I was getting Marie Laveau, because Marie Laveau, like, I did my research on her, and she was helping her community. A lot of people want to paint her as this queen of voodoo that's like very dark, but that's not what she was about. Also, spirit just feels that, the way you love on people is just highly commendable, because we don't have a lot of people who are just willing to love, because you know there's a risk that you could get your heart broken, but you still love so hard. I feel like your love is just so unforgettable, even to the divine, okay? Because they seen how you loved on people, okay? And you're gonna get that love back. Part number four, don't ever think that your love was in vain. Like, you are gonna get everything you're owed back times 10, okay? There's a song by Sade that's coming up for you, and what is it called? I'm gonna look it up real quick. It's only love to get you through. And didn't I say you embody love? Didn't I say you embody love? This is a song by Sade, and it's called "It's Only Love That Gets You Through." So you are very, very loving, like I said, okay? And this is something that the divine loves, okay? You are love. All right. Thank you so much for watching Pound Number Four. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Mwah. Take care of yourself during this eclipse and Mercury retrograde season. Peace.